In this video, I'm going to show you how to transform a ordinary plastic toy chest into a one-of-a-kind extraordinary chest. You always want to clean your projects really well. This was fairly clean, so I just used Clorox wipes and I wiped it down to remove the dust, and then I used a solution of vinegar and water and wiped it down. This is plastic. You know, it's one of those cheap toy chests. These panels, they slide and they move. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's obviously a slick surface too, and this is was a chalkboard. But what we're gonna do, one of my really good friends, she had a baby 6 months ago, and she wants to paint this for his room. And her favorite colors are teal and orange. Okay, so I have these recycled decoupage papers. I'm a retailer and I love this paper. I thought I was gonna do the first project for my husband because he's been waiting on this buck right here. The reason that I wanted to apply this on here is this family is a major hunting family. Like the dad, my friend's husband, which he's my friend too. He got a deer yet last night. Like, they fish, they hunt turkey, they do all of that stuff. So I wanted to surprise them and put that on here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and paint this blackboard. Now I want you to see, we're going on black, and I want you to see the coverage. I'm working with a slick surface, so I'm not using a lot of water. I did spritz my brush with a little bit, and then I just painted it on full strength. Right, so I'm probably going to apply 2 coats of it, but this is a pretty good coat over black. Because DIY paint is clay-based, it adheres to almost any surface. I applied a second coat of beadboard onto the top to get ready for my decoupage. The water is going to help me cut it because I don't want a sharp edge. How cool is that? So I'm just going to do a raggedy line and see, I'm going to hold it and it just rips the paper. I didn't want a straight edge on the bottom or the top of my paper, so I went ahead and used my brush with water and cut off to make a raggedy edge on the bottom and the top so that I could bleed in with my paint. I like to add a little bit of water here lately to my decoupage medium, and I just spray this in here and then I stir it up. Okay, so I'm going to the edge because some of the paper is going to go to the edge, some of it isn't. And I'm just going to make a smooth, nice, even consistency. Alright, so this is where your saran wrap comes in handy. I just kind of ball it up and I lay the paper down. You can see this, right? And I lay it down. So I'm just going to then back brush to the line of where I left off, and I'm going to take my paper and hold it, and then I'm going to work it in. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is what I do when I get to the edge, okay? I apply it all the way down. Now, do you see that ragged edge? I'm going to apply more of this white and I'm going to bring it in. I could even, if I wanted to, get a color close to this and it would blend right in it. So you could do it either way. I've done it both ways. I applied a second coat of DIY Paint's Sea Glass over the base of the toy chest, and it really gave me some amazing coverage. I couldn't see the sports balls after it dried. Whenever I apply decoupage paper in this way, I like to, after it's dried, take a straight edge and a sharp blade and cut off the edge of the paper. I take my beadboard and I apply a little bit of the paint into the paper to make it look like the paper is underneath and being exposed. I do the same thing to the bottom, and then it makes it look like a beautiful piece of art. After my paint dried, I applied a good coat of DIY Paints liquid patina over the entire top. The paper will get wet, so it will wrinkle up a little bit, but once it dries, it will even out. A great tip is to put it on its side and look at it at the different angles to make sure that you get a really good coverage. I took painter's tape and I created a really cool pattern because I wanted to make it a little bit extra special on the base. I used 2 different widths. The trick to making really nice crisp lines is to paint your base coat first. This way, if you have anything seep under, it will seal it with the base coat. In this case, I used sea glass. So for my second stripe, I used mermaid tail. Using the 2 different teals made it really interesting and fun. I don't wait very long. I like to take my tape off. You can do it either way. Some people like to wait till it's totally dry before they take the tape up. But as soon as you do, you can tell if you have good lines or not. And I did. I just had to do a little bit of touching up where I didn't apply enough mermaid tail to some of the sections. So all that I did was take a artist brush and make the corrections that I needed to make. I took Summer Crush, which is the perfect orange, and I painted it on all of the trim work on the outside of the toy chest. Then I applied Big Top to seal it. I actually end up doing 2 good coats of Big Top over it, and it makes it such a durable finish. To take it up another notch, I used the IOD farmhand stamp to spell out his name, and then I used the entomology transfer. I used a fish, a frog, some butterflies, and some bugs to make it really unique for him. Here's the finished piece. I think he's gonna love it, and I know my friend's gonna love it. For more information on DIY paint, visit DIYpaint.co. Be sure to subscribe to DIY-aGoGo.